this episode, we look at deception and disruption controls, which are security techniques that use attractive fake targets, false signals, or watched resources to expose suspicious activity. Most controls try to block an attacker directly, but deception takes a slightly different approach. It gives an attacker something that looks useful, then watches what happens when that target is touched. That target might be a fake server, a fake network, a fake file, a fake credential, or a fake user account. These controls can help defenders notice activity that might otherwise remain hidden, especially when an attacker is exploring an environment after the first compromise. They can also slow the attacker down by making the environment more confusing and less predictable. You should think of deception as a detection and delay strategy. It does not replace patching, segmentation, access control, or monitoring, but it gives defenders another way to catch behavior that should not be happening. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is part of our companion study series. The first book is a detailed study guide that explains the exam and helps you prepare for it with confidence. The second is a Kindle-only ebook with 1,000 flashcards you can use on your mobile device or Kindle for quick review. You can find both at Cyber.Me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. The basic value of deception is that fake assets can be easier to interpret than normal assets. In a busy organization, normal systems produce huge amounts of activity. Users log in, applications connect, files are opened, services communicate, and administrators perform maintenance. It can be hard to know which activity is harmless and which activity is an early sign of an attack. A deception asset is different because it should not normally be used. If no real employee needs to log in to a fake account, open a fake payroll file, or connect to a fake database server, then activity involving that asset becomes suspicious by design. That clarity is powerful. A normal failed login may or may not matter. A failed login against a Canary account that no one should use is more meaningful. Deception works by creating monitored places where legitimate activity should be rare or non-existent. A honeypot is a fake or intentionally monitored system designed to attract, detect, or study unauthorized activity. It may look like a server, application, database, administrative portal, file share, or vulnerable service. The point is not to run normal business operations on it. The point is to make it seem interesting enough that an attacker might interact with it. When someone connects to the honeypot, scans it, attempts to log in, uploads a file, or tries to exploit it, defenders receive useful information. They may learn where the traffic came from, what techniques were used, what credentials were attempted, or what commands the attacker tried to run. A honeypot can be low interaction, meaning it simulates only limited behavior, or higher interaction, meaning it behaves more like a real system. Higher interaction can provide richer information, but it also requires stronger isolation and careful management. A simple honeypot example would be a fake internal server that appears to offer an administrative login page. Normal users have no reason to visit it, and legitimate administrators know it is not part of production. If a compromised workstation starts scanning the network and tries to connect to that fake login page, an alert can be triggered. That alert may reveal that the workstation is being used for internal reconnaissance. Another example could be a fake database listener that records connection attempts. If someone tries common usernames and passwords against it, defenders may learn that credential guessing is underway. The honeypot does not need to stop the entire attack by itself. Its value is early warning and visibility. It gives defenders a watch target that can reveal suspicious behavior before the attacker reaches a real high-value system. A honeynet is a network of honeypots or deceptive systems designed to look like a larger environment. Instead of one fake target, a honeynet may include several fake servers, fake services, fake network paths, and fake data. This can make the environment more believable and more useful for detection. An attacker who compromises one system may begin exploring, and the honeynet gives them fake places to explore while defenders observe. A honeynet can help reveal how an attacker moves, what systems they search for, which tools they use, and what they consider valuable. It can also consume the attacker's time by sending them toward resources that do not actually support the business. Like a honeypot, a honeynet must be isolated and controlled. If it is too connected to real systems, it could become a risk instead of a safety tool. Deception should never create an easy bridge into production. Honeyfiles are fake or monitored files that are placed where unauthorized users or attackers might find them. A honeyfile may look like a payroll spreadsheet, password list, customer export, financial report, engineering document, or administrative note. The file's value comes from the fact that no legitimate person should need to open, copy, move, or exfiltrate it under normal circumstances. When that file is accessed, an alert can be generated. The alert may include who accessed it, from what device, at what time, and whether the file was copied or moved. Honeyfiles can be useful because attackers often look for documents that appear to contain credentials, sensitive data, or business secrets. A fake file gives defenders a tripwire. If someone touches it, the organization may have evidence of unauthorized browsing, insider misuse, compromised accounts, or active data theft. A honeyfile does not have to contain real sensitive information to be useful. In fact, it should not expose real secrets or real customer data. The file only needs to look believable enough to attract attention. It might contain fake account numbers, fake project names, fake credentials that do not work anywhere real, or harmless sample data. It may also include a hidden marker that calls back to a monitoring service when opened, depending on the organization's tools and policies. The purpose is detection, not baiting someone with actual valuable information. A good honeyfile is placed carefully. If it is too obvious, attackers may ignore it. If it is too accessible or too confusing for normal users, it may create false alarms. The best designs consider where attackers are likely to search and where legitimate access should be very unusual. Honeytokens are fake pieces of data or credentials that act like tripwires. A honeytoken may be a fake access key, fake password, fake database record, fake application token, fake document link, fake customer identifier, or fake administrative credential. The token itself is monitored so that any attempt to use it creates an alert. Imagine a fake cloud access key placed in a location where attackers often search for secrets. The key does not provide real access to production, but if someone tries to use it, defenders learn that someone found it and attempted to use it. That can reveal exposed repositories, compromised workstations, malicious insiders, or automated scanning tools. Honeytokens are powerful because they can be lightweight and widely distributed. They do not require a full fake server. They are small signals placed in strategic locations that should remain untouched unless something suspicious is happening. Honeytokens are especially useful in places where secrets should not appear, but sometimes do because of mistakes. Developers may accidentally commit credentials to a code repository. Administrators may leave notes in a shared folder. Scripts may contain connection strings. Attackers know to search these locations. A honeytoken can take advantage of that attacker behavior by placing a monitored fake secret where misuse becomes highly visible. The key is that the honeytoken must be safe. It should not grant real access, and it should be designed so that use of the token alerts defenders without exposing production systems. Honeytokens can also appear as fake records inside a database. If a fake customer record appears in an exported file or outside the organization, that may suggest data leakage. The token becomes a marker that helps defenders identify suspicious access, movement, or disclosure. A Canary account is a fake or carefully monitored user account that should not be used during normal operations. The name comes from the idea of an early warning signal. If someone tries to log in with the Canary account, reset its password, add it to a group, use it for remote access, or authenticate to a service, defenders know something unusual is happening. A Canary account might be created with a tempting name that suggests administrative value, but it should not have real privileged access. It should be locked down, monitored, and designed so that attempts to use it generate alerts. This can help detect credential harvesting, password spraying, directory browsing, privilege escalation attempts, or misuse by someone exploring identity systems. Because real users do not need the account, activity around it is easier to treat as suspicious. Canary accounts also help expose attackers who are looking through directories or credential stores. After gaining a foothold, an attacker may search for accounts that look powerful and used or poorly protected. If a Canary account is visible enough to be found but safe enough not to grant real access, it can act as a warning sensor. For example, a fake account with a name suggesting backup administration may attract attention. If someone attempts to authenticate with it, Security teams can investigate the source system, the timing, and any related activity. The account should be managed carefully so it does not create confusion for help desk staff or automated processes. It should not be assigned real duties, real mailbox access, real administrative privileges, or business ownership. Its job is to be watched, not used. Deception can also disrupt attackers by wasting their time and reducing their confidence. Attackers often rely on assumptions. They assume that interesting-looking servers may contain useful data, that credentials found in files may work, that account names may reveal privilege, and that network paths may lead to valuable systems. Deception turns some of those assumptions against them. A fake target may cause an attacker to spend time investigating something that does not matter. A honey token may make them reveal their presence when they try to use it. A honeynet may make the environment seem larger or more confusing than it really is. This disruption does not need to defeat the attacker alone. Even a short delay can help defenders respond, isolate affected systems, disable compromised accounts, and preserve evidence. Deception gives defenders more chances to see the attacker before damage becomes severe. These controls still need careful design because deception can create problems if it is unmanaged. A poorly isolated honeypot may become a real attack platform. A fake credential that accidentally has real permissions may create serious exposure. A honeyfile that looks too real may worry employees or trigger unnecessary handling. A Canary account that is not documented may confuse administrators during account reviews. Deception also needs alert tuning. If a honeyfile is placed somewhere normal users frequently browse, false alarms may become common. If alerts are ignored, the control loses much of its value. The organization should know who owns the deception control, what activities should trigger alerts, how responders should investigate, and how to keep the fake assets from becoming stale. Deception works best when it is intentional, safe, monitored, and connected to incident response. Ethical and legal boundaries also matter. Deception controls should be used to protect the organization's environment, not to encourage unauthorized behavior beyond what is necessary for detection. They should not contain real sensitive data, create unnecessary risk, or collect more information than the organization is allowed to collect. Internal users should be protected from confusing traps that interfere with legitimate work. Security teams should coordinate with legal, privacy, leadership, and operations when deception could affect employees, partners, or monitoring practices. The point is not to play games with attackers. The point is to create controlled signals that reveal suspicious behavior and improve defense. Clear governance helps keep deception professional. It also makes response cleaner because defenders know what the alert means, why the asset exists, and what action should follow. For Security Plus questions, match the deception term to the fake or monitored object in the scenario. If the scenario describes a fake system or service designed to attract attackers, think honeypot. If it describes a collection of deceptive systems that looks like a network, think honeynet. If it describes a fake document or monitored file that should not be opened, think honeyfile. If it describes a fake credential, fake key, fake record, or monitored data item that alerts when used, think honeytoken. If it describes a fake or monitored user identity that should never authenticate during normal operations, think Canary account. If the question asks what these controls generally provide, think detection, alerting, attacker delay, and intelligence about attacker behavior. They are not primary replacements for prevention controls. They are watched tripwires that make suspicious activity easier to see. The larger lesson is that deception gives defenders a way to turn attacker curiosity into a signal. Honeypots create fake systems that reveal probing and exploitation attempts. Honeynets expand that idea into a deceptive network. Honeyfiles expose unauthorized file access or data hunting. Honeytokens reveal attempts to use fake secrets, records, or identifiers. Canary accounts warn when someone tries to use an identity that should remain untouched. These controls can slow attackers, improve visibility, and support faster response, but they must be safe, isolated, documented, and monitored. Deception is not about making the environment tricky for its own sake. It is about creating clear, low-noise warnings in places where normal activity should not occur. When you understand that purpose, the individual terms become much easier to remember and apply in exam scenarios.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.